Hey YouTube, today I'd like to go over my everyday carry backpack that I use. Pretty much I've switched from carrying a laptop bag to carrying this bag. It's basically the smaller version of the Condor backpack. And essentially I wanted to go through the modular contents in here because most of what I have here is modular and can be taken out, and I also keep a backpack in my trunk of my car as a get-home bag. So this is pretty much my everyday carry, so it has office stuff in there and things like that. But it's also modular where I don't have to duplicate everything in all my packs. So the components of this pack are also, I can take one or two of the components of this, put it in my get-home bag in my car, and conversely I can take that bag and that can also feed my get-home bag. The modular components can also feed into my my 3-day or 1-week bug out bag. So anyway, without further ado, let's get started. I wanted to. I'm not going to review the bag. It's pretty good size. I've got it pretty well packed. But we'll go over a little bit here. Let's take a look on the outside. Now I did buy one very similar to this, almost identical. It was a Chinese knockoff I got on eBay, and it was just very poor quality. So I spent a little extra money, got the Condor. I've been very happy with it so far. The zippers are much more hardy. The stitching's much more, again, much more strong than what we were getting. I had a lot of loose threads on the other one. So essentially I've got a couple of compression straps here. We'll loosen up, and then we'll go through, first take a look at the outside. And number one, obviously on the outside I have this, and I didn't get the attachment yet, but number one, I've got my Hygiene bottle. I got 1 liter there with a little carabiner and the koozie for that, which I keep clipped to the D-ring on the outside. And then on the side here, I've got clipped, basically it's a little cheapy, but I kind of like it. It's the Tac Force. It's got a seatbelt cutter on it. It's one of those assisted open, little nice small blade, etc. But I just kind of keep this on the outside. It's also got a window breaker thing on there for being able to break a car window, etc. And I just keep it. It's not anything that's too intimidating that would really have people calling the police on me or something if they saw it clipped to the outside of my back. It's just a little bit bigger than I like to carry in my pocket. And then over here I've got the little 300 lumen flashlight, the little Cree ones. You can get these on Amazon for about $4 or $5. Been very happy with it. It runs off 1 AA battery. And I keep a little 5 feet of paracord, a little lanyard on there. And so, yeah, you can't have enough paracord. I pretty much have that on everything. So, let's see here. That's that side. On the opposite side, not too much. I got a little carabiner here. And I got just a little thing of pepper spray. And this is like a first line of defense. Not my only line of defense. I won't be going over any concealed carry weapons in this bag, just pretty much the component units. So let's take a look on the inside here. Let's start out with this upper center pocket here. And basically I got 2 things, although I don't have them in here right now, they're in my car. But this is a little case. I keep a pair of sunglasses in, a pair of Oakleys that I prefer. And also a little bit of redundant light. I've got a headlamp, both red and white light there. So I do keep a headlamp there. And as well, and a little fire kit. And this is a little waterproof fire kit. And I've gone over this in other videos, but basically I've got some tinder, a mini Bic, magnesium fire starter, some wet fire tinder, etc. So, and some waterproof matches. And let me just set those right up here. Okay, so looking at the inside front of the larger pocket here, and I'll probably start running out of room, so we'll get going here. And this is my Maxpedition. This is an EDC, which I keep all my office supplies in. You can see here, pretty comprehensive as far as all my pens, pencils, jump drives, scissors, rulers, calculators, write and rain tablets, etc. I've done a separate video on this where I've gone over this in detail, but this, and then I keep a little fob here as well as some paracord, etc. A lot of redundancy, another lighter, etc. A lot of redundancy in my bags. So that's the front. Then I move to the smaller pack here, and this is my first of 2 medical packs. And this pretty much I keep this in, and everything I have has this are the little tabs on here, the labels. You can see I've got medical, I've got fire here. Over here I've got office, etc. So you can just look at what the container is and go from there. So, but this is basically medical, first aid. I've got medicines in here, mainly for small boo-boos, bandages, stuff like that, some Imodium. Nothing that's going to be major, but it's stuff that on a day-to-day basis you might need, some Advil, that kind of stuff. Then, in that second pack, I also keep my tablet. I've got an Asus Android. This is the full-size one. It's a 10.1-inch screen. I'm looking at smaller alternatives at this point, but that one seems a little heavier. I could carry a laptop in this bag. There's plenty of room for it. I just choose not to. I try not to carry around a laptop all the time. Also in here, my electronics. I've got my iPod. And down in the bottom here is just a little kind of a utility bag, and all these are these like canvas zipper bags that are leathercraft zipper bags. And on almost all the bags you'll see I have a little fob with paracord, the label. This one says maps and compass, and essentially what I have in here is a lot of a map compass and a lot of local maps, magnifying glass, etc. And I just and I keep that in a watertight container. So that's it for the smaller bags. So there are smaller compartments. So moving along to the main compartment, and this thing zips open all the way, and we'll just start right here in the top. And this is the tool bag. Again, this is the Maxpedition Fatty, and you can see here again I've got it labeled tools, and I've done a separate video on this. I'm doing these videos out of order as I think of stuff. So, but on this one is pretty much comprehensive mini toolkit. It's got all my multi-tools, blades, fasteners, wrenches, etc., and pretty much everything's scaled down to fit in this. It's about a 6 by 8 inch organizer here, the Maxpedition. But pretty heavy. This one's pretty heavy. It's probably about 4.5 pounds. But there's if you check out my other video, there's a ton of stuff that's packed into here. So that's tools. Then I move along. Let's see here, to this one is power, light, and radio, and essentially I've got a couple different things in here. This is mainly my electronics. So I got my chargers, I've got a little pen light in here, all kinds of chargers, both 12 volt and AC adapters for pretty much everything. I've got a battery charger, a USB battery charger, as well as SD drive, micro SDs, and a couple of, let's see, and yeah, a couple packs of rechargeable AA's. These are N-loop. I've been very pleased with these batteries. Got all kinds of chargers, but you can charge them off solar, you can charge them off USB, etc. But basically, this pretty much will charge between these AA's and all these adapters. And I've got some extra iPod headphones there. This will charge pretty much everything I have, all my electronics, and it's just nice to have all in one place. So that is pretty much my power and light module. And Then I have a hygiene module, and I didn't go through and do a whole video on this, but basically it's hygiene, you know? I mean, I've got some body wipes and things like that. If you're stuck, if I'm going to be away where I can't shower or take care of myself for a day, day and a half, or whatever, you know, I've got the basics in here. A little sewing kit, some energy spray, Q-tips, that kind of stuff, hand sanitizer, and just a basic mini towel, you know, those little mini towels, wet wipes, etc., floss, all that kind of stuff. Hygiene, right? And so, toothpaste, etc., but it's basically, I keep it in one of these little clear container things, and again, I have it labeled hygiene, and again, this is already set to go if I want to travel. Everything's already sized for airplanes, etc. Then next I've got another one here called Shelter, and in Shelter I've pretty much got a couple of fundamental things in here. A heavy-duty contractor bag, trash bag. These are like, I think they're like 4 mil. They're like for trash compactors. Got a bandana as well. A mini poncho, those emergency ponchos, a Mylar blanket, some hand and foot warmers, an extra pair of light wool socks, and a pair of gloves, lined gloves. So very fundamental. I mean, again, this is just on my person carry. I get stuck in the rain, I get stuck away from my car, something like that. This is just going to take care of the basics. But again, here's the Shelter module of my everyday carry. And next, the next module is utility, and I made a separate video for this. Again, this is a little beyond the Altoids tin, which is what the other video is called, because there's a lot of Altoids tins, but I just couldn't get everything I wanted in my little utility emergency survival kit. I won't go into all the details, but basically I got another trash bag, another bandana, and then a complete list in this little container here of probably 50 different survival type items. You know, blades, Bic lighters, etc., fishing kit, that kind of stuff. Here's a little mini flat pack, which has some antiseptics and Band-Aids, just another utility type thing. A Swiss Army knife, which I love my Swiss Army knives, and one more backup redundant flashlight. And that is the utility kit. And again, I did a much more comprehensive video on this, but you can see, but I just like these things. All this stuff will fit in cargo pants pockets if need be. So anyway, that's something that there's very little weight to that. So I just like having all the options. That's pretty much what I'm about, keeping options open. And so that's utility. And last but not least, I've got food and water. Now I touched on water here with my Hygiene bottle. Food, I carry a little pack of food here. Essentially, I've got couple Millennium bars. I've got my little spoon fork animal there. Some almonds, some hard candy, some gum, some trail mix, and then I've got a little water straw with some water purification tabs, just to fits, you know, very light. I mean, like not even an ounce there. Keep that in there for if I need additional water, as well as some instant coffee and tea, etc. So basically, it's not designed to keep you alive for 3 or 4 days. It could keep you going for maybe a couple days if you stretched it, but it's just to have on there a little bit of sustenance if you're somewhere where you can't get to any food or water, etc. So that's pretty much it. You know, it's a lot to fit in here. I do carry it around. It's without a laptop in it, with just my tablet, the whole thing's probably about 20, 21 pounds, which a lot of people might think that's a lot, but realistically, it's not that heavy, and I'm kind of a big guy. So, but anyway, that's pretty much it. I appreciate any comments below. I know there's a lot of redundancy built in here, but again, the intent is I don't need to have this in my everyday carry, in my get home bag, and my bug out bag. I could just take my utility pack, my hygiene, etc., take these two components out, put it in my get home bag, which is in the trunk of my car, along with some other tools, etc. I can do that for pretty much any of it. And in an emergency or something like that, everything's labeled. I know exactly where and what's in there. And so I can just grab and go as needed. So anyway, I appreciate your time for watching, and leave comments below. I'm always interested in feedback. Have a great day. Thanks.